As the curtain comes down on the liturgical year, the readings today highlight the reality of endings. The reality of endings, the things coming to an end. The beginning of the gospel is about the ending of the temple in Jerusalem. We can imagine how the people must have been shocked to be told. They're admiring the beauty of the temple. Look at that, how beautiful it is. Wonderful indeed, so beautiful. And the Lord tells them, this will not last. This will not be there forever. In fact, in a few years later, 70 AD, the temple was destroyed by the Romans. It was the wonder of the world at that time. But all destroyed in a few years' time. The reality of endings, you may remember a few weeks ago, I spoke about the four pillars of spiritual life, or the reality of human life. Solitude, finitude, gratitude, and certitude. This gospel is about, or the reading is about, finitude, the second one. That everything comes to an end. On this earth, in this universe, nothing lasts forever. Everything will come to an end. Everything is transient, passing away. Nothing lasts forever. Our homes, our churches, our own lives, all these temporary. Difficult to accept. Everything is temporary. A clock on everything and everybody, ticking all the time. All the structures we have, they are provisional for the time being. This building too, for the time being, all provisional. Our task is not to build monuments of any kind. Our task is not to build monuments of any kind. Nothing will last forever. Even this universe, scientists would tell us, there is a clock ticking. This universe, even the sun, the sun, this earth, everything exists because of the sun. And the sun has got a clock ticking on it. Scientists would say, one day it will burn out. These thoughts are not to cause any kind of, sound may a bit depressing, but they are not meant to make us gloomy or depressed. No. This to help us to understand the reality of the things on this earth. The reality of darkness, the reality of evil and suffering and war. 2,000 years ago, the Lord said, there'll be wars, conflicts. Anything new today? As Solomon said, nothing new under the sun. 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years, the same thing happening. It will happen tomorrow in the years to come. Nothing is going to change. Humanity the same. Good and evil and free will, these things are to be expected, not to be surprised. Our problem is we tend to be focused on looking at the TV all the time, looking at the headline, who is a celebrity, who is the prime minister, who is the president, who is the pope. none of this matter. None of those things matters. None of those things will ever matter. Is Caesar alive today? Is Pilate alive today? Herod alive today? None of them. Alexander the Great, is he alive today? Nobody. What is the truth? Everybody is living in a tent. What do I mean? Temporary. That's why the scriptures remind, we're all pilgrims through a barren land. Pilgrims through a barren land. Travelers, always on the move, camping on the way. The Pope, the King Charles, and you and me, we're all living in tents, camping on the way. Yeah, King Charles is camping on the way. Pope Leo camping on the way in a tent. You may call them palace or mansion, but the reality is, King Charles, you and me, we're all living in small tents. After this Mass, you are going back to a tent. You may call it a 5-bedroom house, but reality is it's a tent. Again, Paul's language, one day you will have to fold it up. Time to go. I remember my parents' refrain was, in their old age, it is time to go. Telling me when I go on vacation to home, my parents tell me, it is time to go. About their life, time to go. Time to fold up the tent. Again, it's a dark thought? No, a word of faith. A word of faith. This life is meant to come to an end. Why these kind of thoughts? To make us wise, to strengthen our faith and our hope. That don't get too worried about the things of this world. Don't spend too much time on the TV or the newspaper. And don't go mad about worrying about the affairs of the world or the politics of the country or the world. No, don't waste your time. Foolish. If you are wasting too much time on TV and the affairs of the world and worried about what is happening in the country or the world, you are not really wise. You see, here the Lord is telling the disciples, the days of darkness. Darkness all the time. But the Lord is preparing His disciples, be ready. It is the context of what is the Lord is going to face hours of darkness in Gethsemane and on the cross. And the disciples are told, one day your time will come, you may be killed, you will be hated because of me. Be ready. Then what happened? When the Lord was on the cross, something happened. Do you remember? What happened in the temple? What happened in the temple? In the temple, what happened? The curtain was torn open. Heaven was opened. Here the darkness, and the curtain was open. It was light. My dear friends, our lives are shaped by, our faith is shaped by the events of Easter Sunday. Now the question is your life, is my life shaped by the events of Easter morning? You may be too worried about the darkness in your life or in the world. Look at darkness in the face with the hope, with the faith and hope. There's always be some darkness in everyone's life. Could be sickness, or the loss of somebody you love. It could be anything. You are confused, bewildered. You feel lost and lonely. Have you got the light? The message is this. You need to have a glimpse through that open curtain. Because one day, for me and you, the curtain will come down on our life. This life will be over. Short life. Short, very short life. And remember this too. After our death, I keep on saying this to myself, after our death, a few more years, some anniversaries. It's a dark reality. I'm telling myself, there could be some photo somewhere, anniversary. Somebody will offer a mass for you, remember you for some more years. Then they too will die. Then somebody else will come and the photos will go. You won't be there. This world will not even know that you existed on this earth. But if you have seen the glory beyond the curtain, you'll always have a hope and a peace. You will never get worried or anxious about anything, because you have seen the face of God and your future beyond the curtain.